Once Upon a Time was a host for many classic stories and characters over its 7-season run, but some of these characters were repeated and reused throughout the series, such as Rapunzel, Jack, and Hansel and Gretel. During its run, the show also introduced 2 different variations of Cinderella. The first variation is played by Jessie Schramm and appears in 4 episodes across the first 6 seasons of the show. She was a more stereotypical version of the princess, with the blue dress, the blonde hair, the big ball and the glass slippers. The second variation of Cinderella, Dania Ramirez, was written as the new main princess for Once Upon a Time's final season, which was a soft reboot. She is a lot more hardcore, demonstrating strong skills in fighting and self-defense. In her first scene, she punches Henry, Andrew J. West, in the face and steals his motorcycle. She is willing to do whatever it takes to avenge her father's death and get revenge on her evil stepmother and stepsister. As well as this, she acts as the main love interest, soon becoming Henry's wife and the mother to his child in Once Upon a Time. Once Upon a Time Season 7 was a soft reboot and needed a popular princess. Snow White was the main princess of Season 1, so the reboot needed a different princess. The first season of Once Upon a Time works well because it is all about the timeless love story between Snow White, Ginnifer Goodwin, and Prince Charming, Josh Dallas. When the show's 7th season was revealed to be a soft reboot, it became clear that they would need a popular prince or princess to be the center of the story. Once Upon a Time eventually decided to choose Cinderella as the new classic main princess the show would be based around. All of Cinderella's life is shown, from how she falls in love with Henry, to what happened to her family. Although she holds some elements of the original story, the character arc comes across as forced. The love story between herself and Henry is rushed, and even the hatred for her evil stepmother feels contrived and unbelievable. When Lady Tremaine, Gabrielle Anwar, is defeated in episode 11, Cinderella is pushed to the sidelines and Gothel, Emma Booth, becomes the main villain of Once Upon a Time. Season 1 worked because Snow White was the main princess. Season 7 should have kept the same formula with Cinderella. Once Upon a Time used the multiverse to explain its 2 Cinderellas. There are countless universes in Once Upon a Time with different versions of each character. Dania Ramirez as Cinderella and Andrew J. West as Henry Mills meeting for the first time in Once Upon a Time Season 7. Not much time is given to explaining why there were different variations of these characters. There is one scene in the first episode of the 7th season where a younger Henry, Jared S. Gilmore, explains that he found lots of different books in the Sorcerer's Mansion with different versions of the characters, such as a French Snow White. He then goes off on his own journey to find his story. This suggests that there is some kind of multiverse with lots of different versions of established characters. The fact that Season 7 includes the Wish Realm from the previous season also offers support for Henry's multiverse explanation, as the Wish Realm is a universe created by Emma, Jennifer Morrison, when she wishes she wasn't the savior. Either way, it is clear that the multiverse exists within the Once Upon a Time universe. It's just a shame that not much thought or explanation was put into what it means or why it exists, or why it has specifically created 2 versions of Cinderella and other characters.